Oh shit.
Oh, hey, there's one of them in my room, I think.
It's not decor.
Huh?
It's not decor.
Oh, yeah. Huh. This is where he roasts. And I don't know much about this, like these types of machines. That will be the video for my dad, but yeah.
Es instinto.
He roasts so much
here.
in this little machine, like.
It's little.
No, yeah, for what we've
got
been.
one of these.
This
what
is
we've
the
been receiving.
technology right there.
Yeah. From the orders we've receiving from Ecuador consumers here, this is quite small. It's been very good. Yeah.
Okay. Now we go look at the coffees.
Okay.
We are going on a little night walk.
It's foggy tonight.
Back
it's
at it
foggy.
again.
It's not raining.
Yeah, good thing.
Now on a slightly different setup for anybody who has complained about the audio of the last video.
We heard you, Kimoy.
Yeah,
I don't
Kimoy.
know I don't know who was Kimoy, but
yeah, that was
heard you.
Kimoy who complained about it. But now we're gonna go and take a walk down this beautiful road, which you can't see because it's dark at night.
Also, you have to try this infusion thing.
Oh yeah, you had to try blueberry.
No comment. Don't want to get this video banned.
Yeah, you're gonna say some
Some
very
pretty
nice
gnarly
things,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, so the mission we are doing right now is that we're going to move all of the naturals. It will be like a long job because there's a lot, but we're doing that mostly to avoid fungi, which is like a very common problem with us. It was when we first got the darkroom because we weren't like accustomed to all the good. It does a lot of good things, but it also creates like sometimes like bad things, so we always need to be careful. And yeah, just give it a little bit of love, and then we're gonna fill up with a little bit of water the cherries that were picked today, just so the oxidation process doesn't begin when it's not supposed to, because coffee cherries have like a certain some sort of weaknesses. Like for example, when it rains too hard, sometimes the berries fall to the ground, which can attract plagues, or they get open because of so much of this higher moisture. They open the coffee berries inside when it's on the tree, so it's like creates like a little bit of like a slice, and that basically attracts plagues and also makes the coffee get rid of all its value. That was the slimy thing that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just to keep it cool under, because where the place that it will create more heat, and we will see it at the.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see those the washed coffee that I got to clean up a bit. I'm kind of interested because it's only been 10 hours or not that many hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious to see how much drier it is, because I know tomorrow morning we want to take a look at that, smell it and all of that, but we can see if anything changed.
On average, how many times are you going out to do stuff?
So the good thing when people come here is that I can take like some sort of way a vacation. Because I don't need to be always on the work here. But usually when I'm here or in San Pedro, it's like a work routine. I like strict and linear work from like 9 to 5. And then after 5 p.m., what usually starts is like the more like easier work, and it's a little bit more pleasant, like this, just going to move the coffees, get a quick whiff of the flavors on the notes that are on the air. But yeah, it's a constant work, and it's sometimes it's good because it's like in spaces. So for example, we start the day with something really intense for an hour, then we have like a break for 1 hour. Yeah, it's enjoyable work. and especially here because I don't have like nothing. I'm already tired like when it's late, because I usually like to do more of like the work with the shovels and and machetes and stuff, instead of like the more like picking and that, because I'm like quite blind. So and I don't like to wear glasses. So
Oh yeah, you're not wearing glasses right now.
yeah. I saw the video and I look weird. You see the dog?
Oh, hello.
Yesterday I came here and to turn off the light, and I didn't see him, and I just saw like something big crawling towards me. Like, what the?
Oh, you came here at midnight
Yeah.
yesterday. Okay.
Okay, so let's go into the dark room. Maybe you will want to remove your coats because after some time it will start getting really hot.
Oh my God. Smells so good in here.
All right. So what we're gonna do now for some time is that we're gonna move every single bed there is. Try to get as deeper as you can, because doing like only this will not work. You're only moving like the ones that are already on the surface.
So you gotta get deeper.
Deeper, yeah,
And then move it up.
and pull it, yeah.
Okay, so we're just trying to expose the different surface area of the lower parts up, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And you gotta do this for all of these?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Robert is the cameraman now. Which one should I do?
You can start with these two.
Okay.
Yeah, so the ones that are like this at the top, you can like move them and put them back in. But for example, this one you can move, put this one in, and the one that's down,
pull it out.
Pull it out.
Okay,
Just
all
not
right.
too much.
Yeah, and then I just get in deep and
exactly.
push them up. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're here to make videos, but also we want to do work. Touch beans. You know, you just like don't get a chance to ever do this. Yeah, you want to expose parts because like obviously they're going to dry differently depending on which side is facing up and what's touching this. So kind of flipping them around, and then also if they're layered like this, I don't know. I feel like I'm learning a lot on this trip, and it's like a lot of coffee processing has to do with basically exposure of cherries at like different to like either the sun or the air or whatever at different rates. It's kind of interesting, and it's just like okay, these are layered, so just expose the bottom layer, right? I mean, I could totally see why you're into this type of work. It's just like
Yeah, it's a good place.
yeah, it's just like it's actually
nice place.
very calming. Or like
Exactly.
cathartic, as they'd call it, right?
Absolutely. So yeah, the berries themselves are really delicate. So you always need to be in control of what you're exposing it to, for how long, why, and yeah, it's whole process. You know, the hardest part is just like being consistent with the work that you're doing, and like. Yeah, I would say mainly that.
I have no idea where these cherries are going. If you
They're
have
going to your house actually.
oh, okay,
At some point
yeah.
when they're ready.
No, but like the ones that I'm touching right now, some roastery's gonna get these coffees.
Yeah, also that.
Which one is this? What are these?
These are Sidra Wave, right? SW, or what does that mean?
Sidra Wave Nature. That's an N, I think.
I mean, it has to be natural because it's
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it has to be natural.
Yeah, it's Sidra Wave Natural or Sidra Wave Nature. Which
Okay,
both
yeah.
exist.
Both are okay.
Both are possibilities.
Both exist. God. But they're Sidras.
Yeah. Everybody has a hard time with my dad's coding, even me.
Yeah, he sent us coffee and we're like, what does TWTSP123 mean?
Yeah.
it's so nice to be able to touch coffee too, despite being a natural hater.
Yeah.
So one of these full wraps, how much coffee you think this makes? How much? It's like a bag right here. Half bag.
What I would say, not much really. In grams, only the coffee, I would say, like, it's more than a kilo. A kilo, 1.5 kilo.
2-3 bags.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and there's so much work that goes into that. And the yields are.
It looks like a lot, but once you like, this in green would look like almost like here of fieldness. But yeah, since it's on the skin and it still has like the pergamene, it's just a little bit more like inflated, if you could say so. But yeah, it will reduce a lot.
You definitely can feel that there is, like if I go in here, yeah, some of the ones at the bottom, some are drier than others, right? But also the cherries here, some of them are just going to be more damp versus there because the amount of time drying is different.
Mm-hmm. And you can almost feel like it's the part that's down, it's quite cold.
Can you remind us why this room? What's the point of this room being like this?
So the point is that this is a temperature-controlled environment, and that's quite important too. And also humidity control. Yeah, I would say that's how you say so. Yeah, it's the humidity here is controlled via dehumidifiers because considering where you see how it's outside, it's quite humid. Humidity in these cases, for example, in naturals, when they're not, for example, properly moved or with the proper temperatures, can develop fungi. And also it's just way better organized too. But mostly that is moisture controlled environments. That's a very important thing here. It's way more controlled. And it's a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So that's why you always need to be checking.
But that's why you have so many different kind of processes, right? It's like, do you leave it in this dark room to the sun? Do you leave it on racks out there, right? Like, it's so amazing to just see. It's like, we see these types of processes, and obviously Pepe spent a lot of time and effort in creating these processes, and has that all down. But it's like the kind of a lot of this work just happens incredibly real time. It's like this is exactly what people are doing. It's just like, I don't know. I'm like, this is so cool. I mean, to me, this is cool. I know this is work for Jose, but I think it's cool.
Yeah. It's does work to be able to smell these incredible coffees. Yeah, and you can come obviously you get pretty dry here, so you can just bring a bottle of water, just some music, and you just chill out here.
Yeah, I'm finding on some of these ones that are I definitely can feel the difference in driedness. Like on one side, or like the layer, some of the layers are drier than others.
Yeah, definitely, and that's also between the time they got in and they got out because they're in the same pallet. It means they're the same processing coffee. So that's why some of them have like these little notes.
Got it. Yeah, but this one is I think the dampest. At least when I was touching compared to those. Yeah. But yeah, you definitely can even feel like the ones at the top are not as, or like the dampness is very different. I think the layer below is drier. Maybe because of surface area and how they're touching this.
Or evaporation.
Yeah, that would be my guess. So it's like good to just expose or try to get it all as even as possible, right?
Yeah, we don't want this to get too hot or too cold. Always controlled.
I think this is kind of interesting because I know people are going to be like, why isn't this like more scientific? Well, Well, it's because you wouldn't have someone like me touching your coffee. But yeah, no, I think this is the type of meticulous work that goes into all of this, right? It's like people touching the coffee and putting in the love and care for all of this. It's very admirable. And I think you do actually taste this in the cup. You don't need to be quote unquote perfect and everything is perfectly measured out to get world class results, right? In fact, like the fact that this is so damn simple is probably why the coffees are so good. I don't know if you'd agree with that statement, but you know.
Oh, I was counting the pallets, but yeah, I was counting the pallets.
Ooh, yeah, you get into it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
He's deep in the. So should I pull some of these out still, or I'm just kind of pushing them in because I'm like keeping track of which ones I'm doing, but
Yeah.
should I pull some of these back out?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it matter, like all of them?
Not all of them. You can go like skipping one.
Okay.
So for example,
So
you can
this
pull
one was-
this one, then this one.
Okay.
This one. Yeah.
And then does it matter how far out they are?
Not too much because they could fall.
Okay.
Just enough that so they're like a little bit inclined. That's
Got it.
perfect.
Okay. Don't want to bonk my head on these sidras. Superior cherries.
This level of care is like regular, normal, or it's like exceptional
For us or for like other.
for the rest of the industry? Like we're seeing it here, but we don't know if this is like what
Um,
farms are.
Yeah, so I feel like from my experience with other farms, which hasn't been like extremely deep, I would say that it is the part of the process and the part specifically like drying, it is a part that is not such like treated with as much as regard as process. For example, drying is where the coffee spends most of its time in, so it's the part where technically you should always be able to have like the most control and the most care on, because it determines everything. So for example, Lance taught me at say with the UV light you can actually see marbling, and through marbling what that does, what that you can tell by if a coffee has like this type of marbling is that the drying process was not made correctly, and that just kills the coffee's lifespan. So yeah, we want to give always good quality coffee that will like make will have like good the life it's supposed to have, you know. So yeah, I think the farms from what I've seen, and as I'm saying, it's not such like a big. I've not been to much farms, but since my dad started taking care of like the drying process way more, the quality of the coffee has changed like a lot, and it can just add you super good qualities on the cup itself. And it's just like you just need to get like just fall in love with it somehow. Like if you feel like this is boring, as I said, you can bring some music, and yeah, like find a way to make it like yeah, just more enjoyable, you know, because there definitely is. And yeah, it's an incredible smell, and yeah.
So is this like this white thing? Is that?
That could be good fungi we use sometimes on the fields.
Okay.
But that's a good fungi.
Good. Okay.
It just stops the entrance to
Okay.
plagues.
Yeah, because when we were doing some of the processing out there, it was like the white stuff, get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
Not good. So there's good and bad.
Yeah. But for example, the fungi that creates here, I haven't found one yet, but it is like sprinkled white powder, and those are the spores. So treating with that fungi, it's quite hard, because if you notice one like tiny bean in the whole that can contaminate easily like everything. So if you touch that white bean and then you move on to the next one, the spores on your hand will go into this coffee. So if you notice one, what we normally do is we try to not move it at all, and just the next day we put it to the sun as soon as possible, and it stays there for some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so it gets. We had like when it's like very very humid, sometimes that happens, but the coffee is not destroyed.
Yeah.
It's because it's only on the surface. So if that happens, we just take it out on the sun, and yeah, it just after a lot of days of sun and way more like good care and always watching that you don't pass it to the other coffees, which is the most important
Okay.
part, you're fine.
Someone's gonna ask, why not just do the machine? Like, why not spend 1,000 or several thousand and like?
Automate this, right? Why would you not automate this? That is actually a good question.
Because first of all, it's not so much. Like we're almost done, and it's like what's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes we've been here.
Okay.
And
Well, you're a
even
lot faster than me.
even if this was like full to the brim, it wouldn't be like that much time. First of all, that's like the time explanation, but like the ethics or moral explanation that I give myself and that I've learned throughout my dad is that our philosophy is that coffee is charged throughout people, throughout emotions, and in some way like energy itself. And yeah, I feel like it's important for the coffee to be touched and like felt. It's like you get just philosophical with it. You can get like, yeah, pretty much really philosophical. But for me, it's just being able to connect with the coffee, and that's what I love about having a farm that doesn't have like immense amount of coffee, because you can put like your soul and your biggest effort to make the best cup, and not just like regular cups consistently. Yeah, I feel like that's important. And who doesn't like to be here for a while? You know, like get to smell the coffees.
Yeah, but
And-
also you get to touch it, right? And that's your work. And
Yeah.
you get to see like, hey, how does my work actually develop, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, great, I could have a machine do this, but to be able to have that tactility, like I'm literally touching these coffees and I'm like, oh, I'm learning a lot. I have no idea what's going on, right? But I get to touch these, and I can see this even in this very short period of time. Like, oh, there are differences even with how these coffees are drying, right? And then for someone like Jose who has to plant and harvest and do all these things, right? It's like you're in touch, literally, with your work, and I think that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Did you have to make these, or
There's like the local carpenter,
Uh-huh.
but the wood is from the trees of the farm.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We've always felt like synergy between the plant and the person is important. That's why, I don't know if you heard it, but throughout the day you sometimes hear my mom like screaming or like doing oh to the plants, or like we always. The girls always love to play music while they work, and it just gives like a better vibe to like the work and to the plant itself. So it's cool to see. Tomorrow we will see that Miguelito has like a terrible sounding voice, but he sings and everybody's laughing, and it's like a super cool energy. And I feel like it just power ups the coffee more. And yeah, like for me, considering like the first stages and how the farm was, how we dealt with so many like plagues like ants and stuff, it was like really bad the first couple of years. But at some point, like I feel like the land finally accepted us, and in a way, now it's become like a symbiotic relationship, because the bad plants around the coffee only grow to a certain height, and so they don't need to be cut. Actually, we only do it because it's just for the farm to look like fresh and like just good taken care of. But it has become like into this symbiotic relationship where like it's just everybody like knows their purpose and their work.
And this is drier than those ones. It's so, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's really cool to be able to, even moving it back and forth and touching these, you still can feel a dampness difference. Yeah. Even of the coffees that are, much drier, like these look like raisins at this point. There's just something about the smell in this that's just like absolutely intoxicating. There will be a naturally processed coffee that some roaster gets that has been touched by me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hopefully the coffee tastes good. Maybe this is making the coffee taste better, right?
I've been to a lot of roasters, but none of this smell exists there. Like you smell green, you smell the roasted stuff, but this doesn't come through.
Mm-hmm.
It's like quite special.
Yeah, it's so hard to describe what we're smelling on camera. It doesn't really go through on video at all. But I can tell you, this is like, yeah, you just will never smell anything like this in a roastery.
Yeah, that's why everybody needs to come to the farm. Yeah, and that's why I feel like, in a sense, being able to meet all these people like via social media throughout like a direct conversation, it's cool because you get to have like a more deep connection with the person, and then they come, and it's not like a transaction, it's like a yielding, that you yield the coffees that you work so hard for, like to somebody that you feel like the energy, it's like pure and cool, and not just because like they're paying the most, which is always a factor, obviously, but in the sense that it's not as important, that for us it's very important to connect with the person that we are yielding the coffee to. And yeah, that's why it's very cool to be able to receive people like Brian, like Robert, which you can tell and you can feel like their passion, and even like in their areas, like at home brewer or like it's really cool, and everybody, like when somebody comments on San Pedro or like Soledad, and they do a post on Instagram, I always ask them like, how's the coffee, and it's like, yeah, it's really good, I loved it, and I was like, oh, yes. And it's just really empowering for the producer to be able to hear those words, because you're seeing that all your hard work is being like in some way like seen,
Yeah, so you do this every night?
Yeah.
Wow.
What age did you start doing this?
Dark room must be 3 to 4 years old, maybe. I don't know. I remember, but moving the coffees themselves since the start, because we always, not in this intensity, but yeah, since I was a kid. The thing I've been doing the most, because there's always like, with no harvests, with some harvests, is just working overall with the plants. Because I love like picking the shovel, or like asadón, which I don't know how you call that, or how you say that in English, but yeah, I prefer that type of job, in all honesty. It works the back, it works the arms, and I always work with Miguelito, which is like always fun. Or sometimes when my friends come, we work together. And yeah, that's also a thing that I really love about my dad, is that my friends in Quito were like kids that were never into farms, or like never went to nature and stuff. And my dad always tells them like, just come, we'll cup like these coffees. And they started their. I have my best friend Josh, which was with me at Chicago Expo. He got into coffee a lot, and he started tasting like the best of here, like from his first coffee. So it's cool because it starts like webbing like a spider web amongst like Ecuador coffee culture, because my friend Josh tells him about like to his abuelita, which only uses like instant coffee, and my friend Josh prepares him like a cedro wave, and the abuelita is like, oh my God, it's so like fruity, so like cool. And then the abuelita tells her friends, and they start gossiping, and like I don't think I'll drink instant coffee now because it's also bad for the health, which it is. So keep in mind that. And it just starts wearing, and that's cool, because you're able to take like persons out of the city life, which is always stressful, filled with anxiety and problems, and you just take them like here, give them like a cool experience, and they're always able to come here back like anytime they want. Sometimes the work is quite like hard on physical, but you always want to stay here. The only thing that can get started sometimes is the body, but then like either you take a cup of coffee, and if the coffee doesn't help, just take a few days off and chill like in Quito, which is what I do. And yeah, that's been the process on San Pedro. Last time I went to San Pedro, Josh came with me, we worked, and yeah, it's different type of land, so it's pretty hard, but yeah, it's just a full circle, and that web is what we are trying to build, I think, but just like a worldwide, where everybody like just appreciates and it just starts sharing and it just starts converting into something like really cool for the whole world. And for me, a big part of coffee and one of the reasons I really love coffee is how it unites people. And in a way, like a lot of things start and end with a cup of coffee, and that's this analogy I've always used and I really like, because there's been like incredible and long-lasting friendships that started over a cup of coffee, as like couples broken up or like friends like split apart over a cup of coffee. There's so much energy and so much like mystique about coffee and just having a cup of coffee that why don't make it a good cup of coffee that you're having when you're like trying to impress the girl, you know, or anything like that. I'm just talking, yeah. But yeah, I feel like
if it were only that easy.
Yeah, that's true. Like a mean to something like bigger, you know, to socialize. And for example, in Taiwan, the first time I got there, like the first day, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, what am I doing here? Like, there's so many cool people here that they are talking to me about like things that I haven't even heard in my life. I thought I was cool because I could do the origami and like use the grinder, but there were like people just started talking to me, and I was like, I didn't know how to react, you know, and I didn't want to drink coffee because I thought I was going to be like too agitated. The next day, I took like really good cup of coffee from, I think it was in the Panama Geisha section, and I just started drinking more and more and more, and I just got so hyped, and I just started like talking to everybody, and I made friends with so many people, and that's cool because it shows you that coffee in a way it's to be released, you know, to create like more confidence and more security in yourself and how you talk, and sometimes like stupid words fall out of your mouth, but it's okay. You just compliment it, or you just realize it and you just, oh, I'm sorry, and move on, you know. But yeah, like now, like I'm just super hyped. I don't know. I think it's the smell. I really like it. It's not boozy, just in case you guys are wondering. It's just
I'm just doing work. He's talking on the camera. Yeah. Our roles are reversed. Okay, so I got that one done.
Yeah, we're done.
Cool.
We're gonna see the.
Now we're gonna check out the other.
Yeah.
I was in tuned with the beans.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, what?
That's the cortapelo.
What is that?
That cuts your hair.
Oh.
I'm gonna push them out like. Be careful, he can fly back to us, and that we're fucked. Get out. Okay.
Okay. All right. That was actually really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like,
hey.
oh. The
That's
bugs are attacking.
That's what I don't like. That pisses on you. That stinks.
Oh, gross.
But it looks cool. It looks like a leaf. But it just stays there.
Your phone?
Oh yeah, look at, so this is what we were doing.
It's still pretty.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
this will be in a different video. You guys will see this, but this is fully washed. Most likely going to be the coffee that we're going to do for the collab.
Mm-hmm. Look, but it started to dry out. Look at this between the difference, like the slimy and the shininess. It started to get a little bit more dull here.
Yeah, I was cleaning this up. We have some. Yeah, this is what I'm into. I feel like you guys do the like. I don't know, you know, and I talked to your dad, I'm like, I like fully wash, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. But yeah, you know,
It just looks pretty.
Yeah, we were picking out some of these like little, you know, defects or like small things that would end up as Quakers and so on and so forth, you know, cleaning them up. And we were doing that with these racks here. And then these are just out here to be dried on shade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because of the light, it attracts them.
Oh,
but yeah, it's fine. I'll just take it out. You can smell it. It also, for me, right now it smells like a lactic papaya, which is like a very recurrent note I get.
Lactic papaya. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely get like that tropical, like, fruity.
Yeah.
It smells like your coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so now we're gonna cool down the oxidation, throwing some water in here. Just so I was telling you when we were coming here, this is what happens with a lot of humidity and a lot of rain is thrown into the coffee trees. You see how this split it?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's-
There's that
it's
split.
sliced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we start seeing this, it is very important, first of all, to start harvesting, because if it stays like this on the tree during a lot of time and more rain and more humidity, it will not be good for the quality of the coffee. So we instantly start harvesting, and when we're going to do an oxidation process with this tomorrow at the morning. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pour some water, a little bit of water, just so it cools down the oxidation that is happening like really, really down. Because if you stick your finger like, or like your, yeah, you stick your finger in it, and you see like it's quite hot under. So you stick and it will be like it's getting hot as you go down.
Oh yeah. Wait, that's so weird.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
these
yeah.
are all cold cherries,
Yeah,
right?
but on the surface they're cold.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you keep going down and keep going down, it gets hotter and hotter. That's
Wow.
just because of the humidity we have here, and also because there's so much like berries here. And
Wow.
what that can do is just accelerate the process of the oxidation, and it is not in a controlled environment, and it also just miscalculates like our processes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we cool down a little bit, just
with
adding a
water.
little bit of water before we.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That-
look
that's
at
so
that.
interesting because like you this is a lot
Saying
of
hi.
a lot of friends here. Yeah, you touch the top here, it's cold.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
down here, it feels like 15, 20 degrees warmer. Mm-hmm. Wow. Fahrenheit to clarify.
Okay.
Yeah, so I totally could see why you want to make sure that the cherries are all more consistent in terms of temperature.
I'll just time it. Usually.
Okay,
time
yeah,
it
yeah.
Just
So
in
yeah,
case.
but yeah, there is some amount of method here. Measurement, yeah. So you're doing a timer countdown. So you're gonna fill. Okay, so you're filling each the same amount for the same amount of time.
Yes.
I see.
And tomorrow, yeah, we'll probably depulp this.
Yeah, and then Tiox.
Tiox.
Tiox. Yeah, there's a depulper there, by the way. Yeah, so these were harvested earlier today, and then they were sorted, and then now they're brought over here, and then depulped tomorrow, and you see a lot of the process like rinse and repeat, right?
Yes,
it's really
a lot of
down,
times.
yeah.
Especially when it's like a heavily processed coffee, it's always important to water down, like
Yeah.
and do like some quick baths.
Yeah, I mean, and then this is like not even heavily processed when we think about it, right?
Yeah.
We're like, this is all just very natural.
Yeah, we always try to get that even carmesy color. And yeah, sometimes if it's too fresh, like for example this guy, it will float, or it will either be shown when it's at the beds or at the.
At the pulper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
the-
density is
yeah.
different, yeah. That's so interesting, you know, you don't, like we see green coffee and we see, like even, I mean, roasted green coffee where you could even see the Quakers and you could see differences in density or differences in cherry quality. This is really interesting to be able to see it before it becomes, roasted or even when they get shipped all the way across the world. But this is just really highlighting the amount of work that goes into a lot of this. And you guys will see more videos. I mean, we just hang out at night with Jose, okay? This is just every night we've just been chilling with him. We've been hopefully helping with the work, but
Yes, absolutely.
but we keep the vibes up, right?
Yeah,
He said he's going out for a little bit, so we followed.
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're helping out with some of the work.
Yeah, as much hands as the coffee can take is beautiful. Yeah.
These are going to taste so much better because I've touched them. I hope they do, at least.
They will. Let's be
Because
hopeful.
these are going to taste better because these are going to be washed, technically
Technically.
washed, technically washed,
Quite pronounced technically.
technically. Yeah, we'll do a video, just on all the different processes and all of that. But at least you have people here guarding you against the bugs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think they just go after him, not us.
I just got stung like in the eye
Yeah.
by a
Oh my God.
fucking mosquito.
They're after you. Start the timer. Yeah, okay. Wow, yeah. Putting that water there has definitely cooled down. Like before how far I was sticking my fingers down in here, you were feeling like heat, like actual heat. Now it's cooled down. So now these are, at least should all of these cherries under here, under this layer we can't see under, right? They should be stabilized in terms of temperature.
Yes.
Very cool. And all these are all filled up same time. So similar amounts of water. This is very advanced technology. You just stick the hose and you stick it in there. It makes your coffee taste better. I honestly, I really like the simplicity that happens here. These very simple actions, and it makes the coffee taste better, and
Yeah.
it's like great.
Yeah, so it's it could be considered like simple things, but just done really consistently,
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah.
yeah,
You
it
don't need
goes
to
really far.
overcomplicate. Yeah.
Yeah,
No need to overcomplicate it.
yeah.
Just being consistent.
You actually do a fair bit of work at night, right? You get things ready for the following day.
Yeah. Say
Alright.
good night to the doggy.
Dude, that bug is still there.
He's trying to get in. He's trying to steal my beans.
Oh yeah. The dog is just here. All right. Goodbye. Dog is gonna sleep. And now we make our way back.
Let's go.
So these coffees are all
Covered, yeah.
covered. Oh my God, you can smell them.
Yeah,
That's
right?
insane.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, you can come here if you want.
Yeah, so we were doing this work earlier today as we were just getting them all ready because it was gonna rain.
It could rain at any time.
Oh yeah.
That's Ecuador weather for
we're
you.
protecting the beans.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we're walking back. I don't know.
You see the frog?
It's a frog.
Yeah.
Oh.
It jumped.
It's jumping.
Big jump.
Yeah. So
Big
everything
one
is
step.
literally just like down the road, and you just walk out here every night, check on the coffees, get the routine in, and that all of this work makes it into the cup, which is I want to stress that, right? I feel like this should be obvious for people who are deeper in the game in the coffee world, but everything that happens here is something that eventually will make it into the cup, assuming things are roasted well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, coming to any coffee farm, specifically this one, I think will really change a lot of your perspectives on coffee. Dude, you need to sleep, man. Why are you?
No, this is just the candy instead of eating candy.
You just have coffee cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another walk at
Another
night.
walk.
But we were doing work. So hopefully it was a little more entertaining than a tour at night where you couldn't really see anything. I don't know if you could see anything on this either, but yeah. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.